Good evening, class 11. Girls, we proceed with depreciation. We were discussing depreciation. What is depreciation? I discussed with you children. I hope you remember. Depreciation is the decline in the value of the fixed asset due to different reasons. We had discussed different reasons. It could be because of legal rights get expired, or because of obsolescence of the technology, because of some accident, depletion of the wasting assets, expiry of time period with normal wear and tear. So because of many reasons, there are 6 7 reasons, the causes of depreciation. We discussed that decline in that value is because of those reasons, and that decline in the value of fixed asset is called depreciation. Now, I had also discussed with you that there are different methods of charging depreciation, but the first method that we will do is called the straight line method. Straight line method of charging depreciation. Now, what is the straight line method? As the name only suggests, straight line method is a very simple method, also called equal installment method. Equal installment method, or also called fixed installment method. Fixed installment method. So these are the methods of depreciations: the straight line method, or the equal installment method, or the fixed installment method, all meaning the same. Means that method of charging depreciation where the depreciation is fixed, where depreciation is charged in straight line. That means same value of depreciation, same amount of depreciation. Or equal installment, that means each year's installment of depreciation is equal, all meaning the same. So this method now, children, means depreciation in this method is dependent on 3 basic factors. We can call them factors of charging depreciation. Factors of depreciation. There are 3 important factors of charging depreciation under this method. The first factor is total cost of the asset. Total cost of the asset. Total cost of the asset means whatever we have spent to acquire the asset, that is inclusive of all the expenses of bringing the asset to a usable condition. That means in case you buy a second hand asset and you spend some amount to bring that asset, to polish that asset, to repair that asset, to bring that asset into a usable condition, that amount also will be included in the total cost of the asset. The first factor of charging depreciation is total cost of the asset. So what is total cost? I've just explained to you the amount that is spent to acquire the asset, to bring the asset or convert it into a usable condition. That is called the total cost of the asset. Then second important factor to charge depreciation is the estimated useful life. The estimated useful life of the asset. Estimated useful life, I've told you, estimated means the life of the asset is always an estimation. We charge depreciation, children. It is a normal wear and tear which we have to charge equally. We have to distribute this charge equally over the life of the asset. And what is the life of the asset? We can assume, but we cannot ascertain with right accuracy. It depends on the handling of the asset, on use of the asset. I may handle the asset in some other way. You may handle it with care in some other way. So your handling may extend the use of the asset to more than mine. So that is that useful life of the asset is an estimation. So even if estimation, and second thing, it's even if the asset suppose will last for 20 years, the asset will not wear out for 20 years, but we will have to replace the asset in 10 years, because after 10 years the asset gets obsolete. We have to and we will have to replace the asset with a new asset. So the useful life will be 10 years, not 20 years. That means we are estimating the life and estimating useful life, the useful life of the asset. So if the asset is useful for us for only 10 years, and we have a policy that we replace all such assets, this type of machinery we replace after every 10 years, we replace that type of asset, so the useful life will be 10 years. Maybe after 10 years, in case we carry on with the asset, the amount spent or the money that is being spent on running of the asset, inclusive of the repairs of the asset, will be more than the use of the asset. So that estimation of years for which the asset will be used, that means we will use the asset without replacing, that is called the estimated useful life of the asset. And the third important factor in determining the amount of depreciation is the scrap value. This is not a new term for any one of us. Scrap value means the disposable value, the discardable value, or the residual value. So discardable value, that means the value, even if we discard, see, discarding a machine is not throwing the machine in the waste paper basket. You will not throw that asset. You will sell the asset. Maybe you sell it to a junk dealer. Maybe you sell it in second hand. You want to replace your car. Every 5 years you plan that you would replace your car. But after that, means useful life of the asset of that car is 5 years. But after 5 years, that asset does not vanish. That asset is there. You will sell the asset. Maybe that car of 5 lakhs is going for 2 lakhs. So the scrap value for you will be 2 lakhs. So the scrap value means residual value, the value that will be realized on disposing the asset after the useful life of the asset. That is called the residual value or the estimated scrap value. So the depreciation is always calculated taking this scrap value into consideration. So whatever the scrap value, for example, a machine is purchased for 10,000. It is purchased for 10,000 and we spend 1,000 on bringing the machine, on repairing the machine, maybe 2,000. That means the value of the asset is 12,000 for us. So the estimated, and this asset will be used for 10 years. The residual value, the estimated useful life of the value is the 10 years. And so the depreciation that we have to calculate will be using that, and after 12 years this asset after 10 years this asset will fetch us 2,000. We will be able to discard the asset for rupees 2,000. So this will be the residual value. This is the estimated value for the asset, total cost of the asset, residual value. Now the depreciation will be this 10,000 divided by the estimated life of the asset. This will be 1,000. So 1,000 will be the amount of depreciation that will be deducted every year from the value of the asset. This is called the depreciation. So what are the three factors that decide depreciation? Total cost of the asset, estimated useful life of the asset, and the estimated scrap value, the residual value. And how is depreciation calculated? Depreciation will be the cost, that is the total cost minus the scrap value. Scrap value upon the useful life of the asset. This will be the depreciation. The total cost of the asset minus the scrap value upon the estimated useful life. In case, now I'll give you example. Suppose the cost of the asset is 10,000. The asset will fetch us 5,000. When we sell the asset, it will give us 5,000 rupees. And this asset will be used for 10 years. So the residual value, the depreciation will be 10,000 minus 5,000. 5,000 divided by 10 rupees. 500 will be the amount of depreciation. This will be the depreciation which will be charged every year from the life of the asset, from the value of the scrap asset in the balance sheet. Right? Let us proceed now. See now, I take the first illustration. This is illustration 1. Illustration 1 in the textbook. I'll show you the illustration here in the textbook. This is the question. The question reads, on 1st April 2015, Atul Glass Limited purchased a machine for rupees 90,000. A machine has been purchased for 90 and 6,000 have been spent on its carriage and 4,000 have been spent on erection. That means asset of 90,000 plus 6,000 on its carriage plus 4,000 on its erection. So that means 90 plus 6 plus 4. 1 lakh has been spent. The total cost is 1 lakh rupees. On the date of purchase, it was estimated that the estimated life of the machine will be 10 years. The cost is 90 plus 6 plus 4 and the life of the asset will be 10 years. The scrap value is 20. And we use these 3 things. What are the 3 things that we find out to value the depreciation, to calculate the amount of depreciation? The cost of the asset, that is this 90 plus 6 plus 4 minus the scrap value, that is 20, upon the estimated life of the asset, that is 10 years. So 1 lakh minus 20,000, this scrap value, upon estimated life 10 years. 1 lakh minus 20 upon 10, that means 80,000 upon 10, it comes to 8,000. So 8,000 is the amount of depreciation that will be calculated or that will be charged from the value of asset every year in the balance sheet. Now the rate of depreciation, how is calculated? 8,000 upon 1 lakh into 100, that is rupees 8%. The rate of depreciation is always upon 100 into 100. We multiply it by 100, the rate of depreciation becomes 8%. In the questions, you have to remember 8,000. Now, how will the question proceed? The question, I'll show you how the question proceeds. The same question, this is illustration 1. You can follow in your textbook if you want simultaneously. This is the account that we make. The fixed asset account. The fixed asset account, we write the name of the fixed asset. Machine account, the debit side and the credit side. This is the fixed asset account. On the fixed asset account, one thing very important in depreciation is the date. Date you will have to be very particular with. The asset is purchased, this is year 21/5. The asset is purchased on 1st April 21/5. Whenever the asset is purchased, first entry when the asset is purchased, entry will be to bank. In case it is not purchased and it is an already existing asset in this year, you are carrying forward from the previous year, you will write to balance brought down. If it is purchased this year, you will write to bank account. To bank, the asset has been purchased for rupees 90,000. Then again you spend something on that. That is also you spent rupees 6,000 you spent. Then again you spent something, 4,000 also is spent. Whatever has been spent, that will go to bank, asset to bank. That is the entry. I hope you remember the journal entry. That is on this side. Now on the date last date of the year. Last date of the year, that is the financial year will follow. So 31st March. We began on 1st April 2015 and we end on 31st March 2016. The entry here, the first entry here will be by depreciation. And what was the depreciation? Depreciation is 8,000. Fixed installment method, we write 8,000 is depreciation. On the same date, the last date, 31st March, by balance brought down. 1 lakh is the total here. Minus 8,000 means 92,000 is the balance that is left with us. 1 lakh total, double line drawn. This year is over. That is the first year's depreciation. Rupees 8,000 is the depreciation. We had calculated that. In the working we had calculated. How did we calculate this? That is the total cost minus the scrap value upon the estimated useful life. That gave us 8,000. After 8,000 is depreciation. 1 lakh minus 8,000 का depreciation कट गया इसमें से. That means we are left with 92,000. This 92,000 will be brought down on 1st April now. This is 2016. Next year, first year, second year. 2 balance brought down. Rupees 92,000. This balance is brought down. 92,000 has been brought down. No other transaction in this year. 31st March, same year, by depreciation. On this year, fixed installment method means every year the installment of depreciation is fixed. 8,000 we had calculated, so 8,000 will be the depreciation that will be charged every year. So 92,000 minus 8,000, the balance brought down will be, the balance carried down, sorry, this was carried down. The balance carried down will be rupees 92 minus 8, 84,000. You will make the total. I am not making the total. You will make the total here. Next year, 21/7, 2 balance brought down. You bring it down 84,000 here. No other transaction in this year. 31st March. And then in the next year, by depreciation, this year again fixed installment means every year depreciation is same. 84,000 minus 8,000, the balance by balance carried down will be rupees 76,000. Draw a double line here. Next again 2018, 1st April 2013, this is all 1st April and this will be all 31st March. 1st April 2013, 2 balance brought down. 70, this is 76,000, we bring it down here, 76,000. No other transaction here. 31st March 2019 here. By depreciation, fixed installment means depreciation will not change, that will be same. So balance left will be, balance CD 76 minus 8,000 rupees, 68,000. That is the balance left, and that is what you're going to show for 2019. 31st March, 1st April 2019 to balance brought down. Rupees, this is that 68,000. This 68,000 it will be brought down here, rupees 68,000. That is how you show the depreciation. This is the asset account, and you do not draw a double line here. This is closed. Double line only after the closed year. This year has begun. This year you will leave it open, and this year's depreciation is done. That is how the asset account is maintained. That is the first amount of depreciation, the calculation of the fixed installment method depreciation. We have seen depreciation in this method is fixed every year. 8,000 is depreciation, 8,000 here, 8,000 here, 8,000. No matter as the number of years, but the depreciation is going to remain equal in every year. That is the fixed installment method. Now let us proceed to one more question for this, where the asset, there are more than one assets that are getting purchased.